Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. This is now a CNN News 18 exclusive. India has reacted to Pakistan's offer to reopen trade. Top government sources have told CNN News 18 that the centre is happy that Pakistan is thinking positively as far as its economy is concerned, but trade will not begin unless cross-border terrorism is stopped. Sources also telling us that the centre has reports of almost 50 foreign terrorists from Pakistan in India, and many are sitting near the border. We are open for trade, says India, for talks also with Pakistan, but need to act and stop terrorism immediately. My colleague Abhishek Jha now joining us on the broadcast. Abhishek, talk to us about the response that's coming in from India as far as Pakistan wanting to reopen trade.
Pakistani Finance Minister has suggested in a press briefing that during answering a question that they are trying to open a trade link with India. We know that in the last it's been almost 3 years since the trade between India and Pakistan has totally been stopped in the wake of abrogation of Article 370. Pakistani Prime Minister had stopped trade with India. However, they had to open some window in order to get more pharmaceutical and medicine products during the time of COVID from India. So there has been some flip-flop from Pakistani side, on this trade with India. However, with the latest, latest announcement by the Pakistani Finance Minister that they are open about having a trade with India, India has responded that they welcome these statements, but then the condition remains the same during which this whole trade thing was stopped between India and Pakistan, and this is majorly the terrorist activities. India has also revoked the most favored nation status of Pakistan in the wake of Pulwama attack in 2019. Okay. So those terrorist organizations, those terrorists are still present on the ground, and unless until Pakistan acts in very strong manner against these operatives and these modules, there cannot be a trade and terrorism parallelly between the two countries.
Okay, Abhishek, thanks a lot for getting us all those details. We're now shifting our focus to Karnataka, where a prominent Lingayat Seer is under the scanner because of allegations of sexual harassment that have been made against him. The prominent Lingayat mutt in Karnataka is under scanner for sexual assault on minors. 2 minor girls have now alleged Shiva Murthy has sexually assaulted them for over 3.5 years. Karnataka mutt seer Sri Sivamurthy Muruga was released after questioning by police. The seer was addressing the media after his quizzing and said that this case is nothing else but a big conspiracy against him, and has stated that the truth will be revealed very soon. Meanwhile, the seer has also applied for anticipatory bail. This comes after the Mysuru police registered a case under the POCSO Act against him and 4 others in connection with the alleged sexual harassment of 2 minors at the mutt. CNN News 18 has also accessed the inside track of the seer's detention and the subsequent quizzing as well. He was reportedly planning to escape and go to Goa, but the police traced the location of his aides, and based on those leads, he was then finally detained near Barabanka.
ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿರುವಾಗ ಪಾಸ್ಕೋ ಕೇಸು ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿಡ್ನ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕೇಸು ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. 2 ಕೇಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಪೊಲೀಸರು ದಾಖಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತನಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ,
according to me, I have seen that he is a very noble man who has done some great contribution to the state. Let me leave it to the, let me not interfere with the whatever the police or the government is doing late.
Let me also now bring in my colleague Harish Upadhyay, who's been tracking all these developments for us. Harish, we just heard those political reactions across party lines. All of those reactions are extremely well worded and guarded because of the clout that the Lingayat community enjoys as far as Karnataka is concerned. Just speaking, as far as the POCSO Act is concerned, the question being raised is what is causing the delay as far as an arrest is concerned?
Well, nothing that the police can explain on why there is a delay. They've already, remember, subjected these girls to the police investigation. Where are they slacking? One, ideally the statement of these girls should be recorded under section 164 of the CRPC before a magistrate. If that's done, then it has some value, because admission or a confession before the police is not something that will hold in a court of law. By delaying this statement being recorded in front of a magistrate, many believe that they are giving enough time for the accused to pressurize these girls, these victims, to change their statement. That's one fear. Second, there is also crucial time being lost in terms of collecting evidence. Remember, these accused need to be subjected to a medical test. There has to be a merger which is happening a good 65 hours after the initial complaint was registered. FIR was registered on Friday evening, and none of these accused have been questioned so far. Now, the reasoning given is that there is a counter complaint, but there are others who are pointing out that that is about a conspiracy. But the fact that there could be a sexual assault on these girls, they have come out and registered their complaint. FIR has been registered. The police need to ensure that a medical test happens as soon as possible. The evidence is collected, and these accused are arrested for further questioning and interrogation. That's where the police are slacking their, they haven't done their job properly, is what many are saying. That's one of the reasons why there are now increasing calls demanding for an impartial probe.
True.
Some are approaching the governor seeking a probe headed by a sitting High Court justice or by a central agency.
True. Harish, I also want to now understand from you the inside details that we're picking up, that possibly there was an escape plan that was being hashed by the seer as well. Though he came out today after his brief detention and he spoke to media personnel and said all of this is a conspiracy. But what was this escape plan that was being hatched?
Well, what we are picking up is that the seer wasn't in the mud since around midnight. There was a police team which visited the mud, the Muruga Rajendra Mutt in Chitradurga in the morning. They did not find the seer there, and they suspected that the seer could perhaps make an attempt to flee. And the fact that his mobile was switched off is something that alarmed the cops, and that's when they started tracking him down, and they found him in Haveri. And he was told very clearly that he is a prime accused in a case under the POCSO Act, and he can't leave the district, and he was asked to return to Chitradurga district, and that's where he headed back to the Mutt in police presence, escorted by the police. Now, why is he not being arrested? Well, there is tremendous pressure on the police, the victim, the people backing the victim over the last 2 days, right from people higher up in the power hierarchy to various other mutts. We've seen politicians rally behind him. We've seen various seers and pointers of various mutts visiting this Muruga Rajendra Mutt and backing him. So that's the kind of clout that he enjoys. As you rightly mentioned at the beginning of this conversation, all politicians cutting across party lines have been very guarded in their response to this. Nobody backing the victims here. All of them are trying to safeguard their own political base, their own political calculations, especially in an election year.
Absolutely. Harish, thanks a lot for getting us all those details. Keep tracking those developments for us. Let's also now shift our focus to the other big story that we're tracking. A 19-year-old woman, Ankita Kumari from Jharkhand's Dumka district, was set on fire on the 23rd of August by a man named Shahrukh Hussain for having spurned his proposal. Ankita succumbed to her injuries on Sunday. In the early hours of the 23rd of August, the accused poured petrol on her through the window and then set her on fire. Accused Shahrukh and Shahrukh Khan, man who supplied the petrol, now have been arrested. Ankita's death has triggered protests by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and even the Bajrang Dal in Dumka, following which prohibitory orders have now been placed. Section 144 also has been imposed in Dumka. The NCW has also now taken cognizance of the incident. They've asked the state DGP to send the report within 7 days. Meanwhile, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant has said that rupees 10 lakh ex gratia amount has been announced for the family of the victim, also assured strong punishment as far as the accused are concerned.
समाज में कई कुकृतियां वर्तमान समय में देखने को मिल रहा है। जो घटना हुई है, ये घटना निश्चित रूप से काफी हृदय विदारक है और इसमें कानून अपना काम कर रहा है। जो आरोपी हैं, जो इस घटना को अंजाम दिया, ये लोग पकड़े भी गए हैं और हमारा प्रयास है कि जल्द से जल्द उसको सजा मिले। और ऐसी घटनाओं के लिए समाज में कोई जगह नहीं।
सर, जिस तरह से जो दुमका की जो ये घटना है उस पर किस तरह से आप देखते हैं, जिस तरह से चीजें फिलहाल सामने निकल कर आ रही हैं?
दुमका की घटना को देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, पूरी दुनिया देख रही है कितना शर्मसार है। दुमका की घटना तुष्टीकरण के कारण हुआ है, लेकिन अगर प्रशासन की नींद खुला होता तो शायद ये दुर्घटना नहीं होती। दूसरी बात, वहां की सरकार तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करती और वो लड़की अंकिता 23 तारीख से 28 तारीख तक मौत और जिंदगी से जूझता रहा, लेकिन इस लड़की को अगर मेडिकल एड हुआ होता, इसे अगर एम्बुलेंस, एयर एम्बुलेंस से कहीं इलाज ठीक से हुआ होता, तब आज ये दुर्दशा नहीं होती। तो ये सोची समझी रणनीति के तहत हुआ है, ये लव जिहाद है। या तो आओ मेरे साथ शादी करो वरना जला दिए जाओगे। ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी का मुद्दा नहीं है, ये मुद्दा है पीड़ितों के समर्थन में खड़े लोगों का मुद्दा है।
इस केस में अरेस्ट ऑलरेडी हो चुका है, तो हमने एक्शन टेकन रिपोर्ट मंगवाई है डीजीपी झारखंड से। ये एक्चुअली इस सोसाइटी में जिस प्रकार की सोच हो गई है कि आप महिलाओं को ज़बरदस्ती शादी करने पे मनाएं और नहीं करने को तैयार तो आप उसको जला दें, ये बहुत दुखदाई और दयनीय है। और इस पे भी मुझे लगता है सोसाइटी में कुछ बातचीत होनी चाहिए और बदलाव की तरफ बात करनी चाहिए। मैं रिलीजन की बात नहीं करूंगी, लेकिन आप महिलाओं को ज़बरदस्ती शादी के लिए नहीं मनवा सकते, चाहे वो किसी भी रिलीजन में हो। और इसी कारण से उस बच्ची को अपनी जान गंवानी पड़ी। डीजीपी से हमने लिखा है कि 7 दिन में हमें रिपोर्ट भेजें,
जिसमें 200/22 जो अंकिता कुमारी की जो जला करके जो फिर बाद में मृत्यु हो गई। इस कांड में एक अभियुक्त पहले गिरफ्तार हो चुका है, जो कि 23 तारीख को शाहरुख नाम का व्यक्ति जो है एक्यूज पकड़ाया था, और उसके बाद में अप्राथमिक एक्यूज के रूप में नईम उर्फ छोटू खान का वो अरेस्टिंग हो गया है, जिसको आज फॉरवर्ड कर दिया जा रहा है।
Let me also now bring in my colleague Saurabh Rathore, who's been tracking all these developments for us. Saurabh, first things first, I want to understand what is the ground situation in Dumka right now?
Section 144 is already imposed over there, and people are not allowed to gather as a crowd. All sorts of gatherings are forbidden over there because of the security issues, as it is a critical situation, and there is a fear of communal tension over there. So security forces are deployed, and Section 144 is imposed. As far as the other parts of the state is concerned, today there is a protest which is happening in Ranchi at Albert Ekka Chowk, where different Hindu organizations such as VHP, Bajrang Dal and other organizations, they are burning the effigy of Shahrukh, the main accused, and they are shouting the slogans of anti-state slogans. So the protest is on all over the state, and as it was called in the morning that unless the main accused is given capital punishment as soon as possible, the protest by the Hindu organization will continue, because it was a communal issue, and it was a prompt, the Muslim boy stalking a girl, Hindu girl. So this is a sensitive issue, and because of that, the Hindu organizations, they have registered their protest and still protesting and demanding a capital punishment of the main accused as soon as possible.
Okay, Saurabh, we'll request you to stay on with us. Let's listen into some other political reactions as well.
वो हमको धमकी दे रहा था कि तुम मिलो, नहीं मिल रहे थे, तो इसलिए हम फिर धमकी दिया, फिर आके आग जला के कर दिया। 10 से 15 दिन से कहता था तुम बात करो, मिलो हमसे और शादी करो, नहीं तो तुमको मार देंगे, धमकी देता था।
वो लड़का मेरी बहन को बोला कि वो मेरी बहन के साथ गलत काम करना चाहता था, तो वही मेरी बहन गलत मतलब मना कर दी, तो उसके साथ ऐसा किया, उसको धमकी दिया कि हाँ अगर तुम मेरे साथ नहीं करेगी कुछ तो हम तुमको मार देंगे। हाँ बोला कि हम तेरे साथ शादी करेंगे, ऐसा कुछ बोला था। उसको बुला रहा था मिलने के लिए, तो मेरी बहन नहीं गई, तो वही उसको बोला कि तुम अगर नहीं जाएगी तो तुमको मतलब मारने का धमकी दिया। रात में धमकी दिया, उसके बाद फिर सो गई। उसके बाद खिड़की से आके पेट्रोल छीट के आग लगा के मार दिया उसको, मतलब पूरा जल गया पूरा। हम ये मांग करते जैसे मेरी बहन के साथ हुआ उससे भी ज़्यादा गलत उसके साथ होना चाहिए।
साक्ष्य के आधार पर आगे की कार्रवाई की बात की जा रही है पुलिस के द्वारा। साफ तौर से उनका कहना है कि जो भी साक्ष्य है उसके आधार पर कार्रवाई की जा रही है और परिजनों के द्वारा जो भी जानकारियां दी गई, जिस भी सस्पेक्ट को बताया गया उसे भी फिलहाल डिटेन कर लिया गया है और उस पर भी तमाम तरह की कार्रवाई जो है वो प्रशासन के द्वारा की जा रही है। वहीं पर अगर घर के परिजनों की सुरक्षा की बात की जाए तो उनके परिजनों की सुरक्षा को लेकर भी पुलिस बलों की पर्याप्त मात्रा में तैनाती की बात जरूर कही जा रही है, लेकिन जाहिर सी बात है जिस तरह से ये घटना हुई है वो कहीं ना कहीं मर्माहत है।
The situation is still tense as far as Dhumka is concerned. Section 144 also has been imposed. We'll keep tracking all those developments. For now, slipping into a very short break.